Hello everyone, welcome back to Dark Souls 2. We're slightly, just in case you guys want to know, we are still in the Lost Bastille. So this is the extra thing I mentioned before we go into Sinner's Rise. We are currently below the Servants' Quarter bonfire, which is basically the bonfire after the Rune Sentinels. This chest I opened prematurely, basically allows us to open up. We get a priest chime, which is basically an upgraded version of the starter chime if you are a cleric and you want a more lightning-based build. That is a good chime for you to start with. Also, more importantly, we have this Pharaoh's Lockstone door, which, if we open it and break this wall, we have a new area, the Belfry Luna. I left this alone, and for the time being, I'm actually currently on offline mode because after this guy talks, crazy man.
The bell belongs to the princess, it do.
Really
Stay
do.
back and we slice you to bits. In our chums, we shan't be left. Stay back all your pieces. Tiniest pieces.
Little people are pretty crazy when they're created.
A long time ago, the princess should know me. Yes, just like so. To guard this bell for the prince's honor. Stay away, foul undead, or you'll be a goner. Stay back! It belongs to the princess, it do.
There really is something about the bell keepers I enjoy, just for how mad they are. But continue talking. Or laughing, as you will.
You wish to guard the bell, you do. For the prince and the princess forever.
So yes, I think we're gonna do this for now. We'll bend in the Rat Covenant for now because, well, screw the rats, and we'll join the Bellkeeper Covenant for the time being. There's a reason I'm currently on offline mode because this place is basically the forest. And by the forest, I mean this is actually worse than the forest. Oh dear God, you get invaded by a lot of people here.
The bell, you'll be brought near. When the bell is in trouble, the ring brings you here.
As this guy meant.
Whoever they are, whoever they live and they fall. Slice them to pieces for the princess.
As my very insane comrade had just mentioned, yes. Basically, the Bellkeeper Ring allows us to basically invade people's worlds as a grave phantom to strike fear into their name and basically completely and utterly wreck them. But we do have but being a part of the Bellkeeper Covenant does not mean squat. Alright, sorry about that. Apparently my recording does not like it when there's a prompt involving, "You're all being invaded by such and such." But basically, for being on offline, we get invaded by a dark spirit, by dark spirit Bellkeeper. But if we drop down here, we have a few items we can grab for our own now, since we are a member of the Bellkeepers. Even if you are not, you can, but it's easier when you're on offline, so you don't get invaded by mooks while you're doing this, like the blue Tearstone Ring, which basically increases your defense if you're at low or dying health, and you also get an extra Skeptic Spice, which is always nice. And is there anything else I'm particularly missing? No. The Belfries are interesting. There are two of them. The other one is in a place we've already been to before, which is in Iron Keep. I actually bypassed it, like I believe. I just basically decided to bum rush for the old Iron King, but that's neither here nor there. Basically, our main enemies that we'll be dealing with are these little Bellkeeper guys. Belfry Soul, which I believe is the name of the other place, is actually pretty intriguing itself. There's some interesting areas there. But up here is what we need, our objective. And in there is a boss for us to deal with. It's another one of those throwback bosses, like with the old Dragon Slayer. And basically what I suggest doing if you're trying to do this and you're in offline mode while dealing with all these phantoms and the black phantom guy, run in a mad circle. Kind of try to congeal them all together in like a single solitary mass. You'll thank me for this because these guys do follow. And it's just sort of easier to just kind of keep on one's toes, so to say. Especially when the most of these little bastards kind of like to do is get in the way and try to attack you with range with arrows, which is never fun. No one likes that. Also, I am going to be using my new toy of the Affinity to try to thin the herd of these little bastards. At least to the best of my ability. Because what we need to do is to ring that one bell. That lever is what will allow us to ring the bell. If we can ring the bell, we've won. As these objectives seems pretty simple, wouldn't you say? Well, let's hope we can manage, eh? Because I believe now that, thanks to my frequent affinity of pursuers, it should just be those last two left, I think. Oh, jeez. Ooh, what? Nah. No, never mind, there was an extra one. I forget, I totally misplaced myself. There was a second guy left. Ah. Oh, there's more. Never mind. I was utterly wrong in all of the directions. Alright, we are back nearly to the top of this ladder, so let's go and deal with some freakish bell keepers, eh? Also attempt to figure out where on earth my souls went. Oh, they're right here. Okay, good. Ah. Guys are pretty rapid fire shots, admittedly. However, unlike what I was doing before with my pursuer nonsense, we're just going to do that. Deal them with that way. Simpler. There's a bit more success on the line when I do that. Also, I did find out an interesting success note. At least I did find out on an interesting success note that a two-handed power strike from my sword can instantly kill kill these guys in one hit. At least that's what I had discovered. But apparently I am making a liar of myself. Also, these guys have a very persistent way of not wanting to give up. Which is all good in Marble, I suppose, when you are charged with guarding a bell, but eek. Sometimes I just want them to leave me alone. Like so. So much easier that way. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. No, go away. Horrible bell people. Don't you know how many more are left? Because I'm sort of losing track of them. Here's the Black Phantom. He's basically the one guy you do have to kill eventually at the end, because he is sort of in the way. No. Please stop. There is another guy with an arrow, I think. I could surely have not murdered all of them, except for him. No, there is still one of them. I see him now. Alright. You, Waddle Master. Come forth so I can... Oh my god! Ah! Oh my god, that's the only downside to an Ultra Great Star, is when you miss, you feel that pain very quickly. Alright. So now, it's just down to him. Oh my... That's something I didn't know. Apparently you can actually completely swat bombs away with a single hit if you time it right. It's like baseball. Interesting. But with the Bellkeeper being vanquished, we can now safely loot this upward area, which Gives us some radiant life gems and twilight herbs, which are good because it replaces some that I used earlier to get numbness. I did pick that up like in between this recording and the last recording, so yeah. I may not have the intelligence yet, but we'll soon be able to use that toy soon. I believe there's like another spice around here somewhere before ringing that bell. Or did I just loot everything and I'm just running in circles? I totally just did. Okay, never mind. We're gonna ring this bell now because this bell is nice. Thankfully, I've kept all of my souls ready. I've kept all of my spells at hand. It's good news for me. So I don't have to make another run back. Nor do I have to worry about staying human, huh? But that said, I am gonna put this on just to make this a bit easier with my life. Because we have a quote-unquote interesting boss. So everyone, I give you all the Belfry gargoyles. Just the Belfry gargoyles. There are 5 of these guys in total. They come out, you first start out with 2 of them at once. And honestly, they basically fight exactly like the Belfry gargoyles from Dark Souls. They are basically, all but in the same design, are basically the Belfry gargoyles. And every time one gets to low health, we now have, that sound actually indicates that we now have a 3rd joining us. Basically, as I mentioned before, there are 5 of them. At maximum, if you are very careful, the most you will ever have to fight is 2. So my best suggestion, focus at them one at a time. Literally, it is the easiest thing you can do. It's just focus at them one at a time. Unfortunately, this does kind of get a bit more tedious as one of them gets low in health, they do start changing up their AI a bit more in terms of this guy starts breathing fire, for instance. Also, getting able to heal in this fight can be a tiny bit difficult to do. Just due to the fact that there are so many guys running at once, so alright, that deals with him. When I get the chance, next available time, I will use this chance to heal. Good. That's actually a good time to do it. So yeah, I'm just using the Resonant Soul, my Resonant spell weapons, mostly for the reason that it's easier to do so. Also, the game is now freaking out slightly. Plus, I get the most damage for my buck, and that is the final of the gargoyles appearing right now. Quickly enough, there we go. Now we just got these 2 left. The good news with that is, we don't have to worry about extra gargoyles appearing. Also on a very terrible note, if you should want to know, if you hit any of the gargoyles that do appear while they are still stationary, they automatically join the fight. I know, it's horrible. It's not fun at all, but it happens. So if we just snipe this guy, that's good. Now we only have just the one guy left, to which, honestly, this guy is kind of annoying, so let's just go for the Great Resonant Soul and just end this quickly, eh? Goodbye. That is actually kind of a difficult fight if you're doing that normally, or if you're doing it at a lower level, just because it can get kind of overwhelming. Melee, this is the absolute worst thing ever, because again, when you get when the gargoyles to low health, they just kind of run away, they kind of just play keep away with you, which is literally the most loathsome thing in the world, trying to basically wrestle past 2 gargoyles to hit a single one. But for killing them, we got the Belfry Gargoyle Soul, which is the soul of the gargoyle of the Lost Bastille. The elaborate stone statue on the Belfry mysteriously came to life, and it's now crumbled. I hate that fight so much because it is basically a blatant throwback to which there is no reason for it to exist. It just is. And we also get the Southern Ritual Band and a bonfire, the only bonfire of the Belfry Luna. But there is something here we have to do as well, which will allow me to do some more extra interesting things as soon as we are done. So, first things first, the most obvious part is a ladder, because I know dogs notoriously come spawning and try to kill me. We're gonna go down this ladder, and I will have an affinity ready for any of them who try to play with me. These old guys. Also, we have a NPC invader to deal with. Lordran the Sinner. Oh my god, these dogs are the worst. I do not like these guys. But Lordran the Sinner himself, he's a very standardish guy. He's basically just like, he basically is a shield and board guy. He's a spear guy in essence. And no one likes spear guys. Certainly not I. Spear guys are lame. But I will kill his dogs. Because that is the worst part of this entire encounter with Mr. Volgrel. Not him, more than his annoying as hell dogs. As you can see, it's even with my mighty weapon, he's gonna do that anyway. The main thing we want to get from this, which is the Bastille key. This is the main key that will open up some of the more interesting side things of the Lost Bastille and Sinner's Rise. And we also get a enchanted falchion for our efforts. So, I think with that said, since we've already conquered we basically have conquered the entirety of the Lost Bastille and most of the, as well as the Belfry Luna, all we have left is the Sinner's Rise. So, next time in Dark Souls, we'll go there and hopefully find the last of the four old ones. Until then, everyone, take care.